Dear BMW, this was a missed opportunity. You show us concepts such as the BMW i Vision, the Vision Next 100, the 328 Homage, and my personal favorites, the 2002 and the CSL Homage. So you know how to make a good looking small car. But instead you choose to go in this direction. Why? I don't know why. Why would you do that? Why? Why? And now I have to make a video redesigning this car. Or at least try to. But I appreciate it because it's going to be a great video. Whew. Alright, let's explore, shall we? So what is the problem with the BMW 1 Series? The only problem is that this is a BMW and it doesn't look like one. It looks like any other generic car or hatchback out there. And BMW, you're not a Kia. You're not supposed to be a Ford Focus. You're a BMW, so act like it. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get the BMW-ness back into this and remove all this, like, I don't know what's going on here. There's one edge going right here, and then one right here, and then you have another one there, and then this goes into a triangle, and this shape down here, and you have a weird little dip right here that just ends in a sharp edge. Generally, I just feel like how far can you take the styling of the air intakes or the bumpers or the rear? Same with the rear. It's like air intakes and outlets and fake vents and plastic and trim, unnecessary stuff all over the place. So what I want to do is try to clean this up. And this angle right here of the headlights, I'm not a fan of it because this angle doesn't appear anywhere else except for this smiley face down here. So let's clean this up. Let's make it nicer looking, cleaner looking, more BMW. Have some resemblance to the cool concepts that BMW actually showed before. Because why not? They look so cool. The Homage 2002 and especially the CSL 3.0 Homage. Those look so good. The proportions are there. The styling is there. And they don't look like the generic Mazda or Toyota out there like this does. So that's what we want to do. We want to, you know, get the BMW brand back into this. They started recently doing this where the kidneys are together, like two cells separating, almost about to separate. It's like it's not there. It's almost about to separate, but it didn't do it yet. If that makes sense. And that I just want to get in here and either make it more distinct together, like make it not halfway. Either they're separated or they're not something like this in between. But I like to keep it as BMW has always been. And some of you might say, well, you know, you need to evolve and you need to update your design language and blah blah blah. But some brands, you need to stick with the brand identity as well. So to me, brand identity for BMW is having two separate kidneys. They chose to go that route and they're stuck with it now. That's kind of a problem for BMW because they have to come up with these solutions with you know, trying to experiment with how they can evolve this style. But to me, the way to go is not to create this plastic part or metal, whatever trim in the middle here to keep them together. Instead, keep them. I would play around with the shape of this because they are doing it already. You have all kinds of angles here. Let's play around with that. Let's play around with the height. Let's make it red so you can see. Let's play around with the height of this thing. And let's make it more in line with the headlights. So we have some sort of continuity here. This line just goes down into this corner here. And this corner doesn't continue anywhere else. It just goes either this way or this way. So it's kind of this angle just splits everything up. But the biggest issue for me with this front is this smiley face down here. It's a BMW. You're not supposed to be happy. BMW. You're angry. You're always angry. Your face always looks menacing. Like if you come up behind somebody, you're supposed to move over because you have an angry BMW behind you. When this comes up behind you, you're not gonna give a shit because it's smiling at you, so nobody cares. So we want to bring that angriness back to BMW. Probably add this, lower this part right here. Maybe integrate this into one single piece, something like this. Make it kind of like the 4 series where they have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mouth down here. Or something, just something different, something other than a smiley face. Alright, so that's what we want to do with this redesign. I can't wait to jump in and just try to experiment with this and see what will happen, if we make it any better, or it's going to be quite substantial redesign for this front view of the 1 series. So let's get to work, let's get this started, and let's see what we can do. Now before we get into the sketching part, just make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you get notified when new videos are uploaded every single week. Alright, here we are guys. We are going to redesign this 1 series in Photoshop, obviously. And the first thing when I see this car, when I first saw it, it was just like 2 days ago or something like that. I just could not understand why they made the air intake in the front bumper like this. It doesn't look finished. It looks like a bumper just popped out the assembly line from the tooling, and they forgot to add some details to it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to fix this. And it's like they try to, they try to make things different just for the sake of being something new, instead of sticking with what has been working for 20 years. And some of you are gonna say like, but now you're gonna make it into an old bumper. This is the old M bumper. This is the M4 or whatever. But it looks a lot better than whatever they came up with for this 1 series anyway. So would you rather have something new that's just for the sake of being new but it looks ugly? Or would you have a version of something that's been around for a while that looks a lot better? To me, I'm always gonna go with the that's been around for a while and just modify it a bit and make it look different than what's already out there. So that's what I did with the front bumper. Now, the angle of the headlights is a bit of an issue too. So I just changed that. I wanted to just tilt it and not have it be too tilted 45 degrees, almost like it was from factory, and implement something from the concepts as well. So let's take the which concept is it? I think it's the CSL concept. It has those lines around the headlight, and it even has some air intakes. But you know, this is a production car. I'm not gonna go crazy. I want to show with this redesign that you don't have to go insanely crazy for it to work. You just have to do a few tiny detail changes. You don't have to add air intakes like the concept CSL or the 2002 homage. Just some small details that make it look a lot more BMW-ish, if that makes sense. Now, in general, the thing with car design today, it feels like it's so generic. Like everybody is copying everybody. Like you take this BMW 1 series. I don't know what they looked at. They looked at as a mashup between the Mercedes CSL, the Focus, the Kia Proceed or whatever that's called, and just mashed it together to make it look like it's fitting the segment. Instead of keeping its originality and taking inspiration from the concepts that are so distinct from everything else. I don't know why car companies does this today. They show a bunch of cool concepts, but it has nothing to do what's going to come out in production. It's just useless. The concepts doesn't mean anything. Yeah, show us the concepts and it looks very cool, but we know already that nothing in production is ever gonna look like that. And also what happened with the projects that the Jaguar XJ220, I mean, there is a bunch of these, but where just engineers and designers came together and had fun after hours, just for the passion of car design. you work after hours, you use the tools that you have available in the company, and you create something of your own. I think I'm not sure, but I think the BMW 1M Coupe was one of these projects as well. They just took a 135 or something like that and used the E46 drivetrain with the engine and the transmission, just put it into the 1 Series. Did a couple of restyling features on the bumpers. It looks great. One of my favorite BMWs of all time is the 1 Series M. Stuff like that. It just feels like it's getting less and less. And I understand its politics. I understand its manufacturing processes or costs or whatever. But don't lose the passion of car design for them just to make mass market cars. You need to have some identities left in your branding. And that's why I'm so disappointed with this BMW. It's just not what BMW is all about. Anyway, that's the end of this redesign and the end of this rant, as it turned out to be. I'm gonna show you the before and after here. As always, you know, just show you that you can. It doesn't have to be huge changes to make it into a decent looking BMW, but the original is just, you know, this was a pretty easy redesign given how the original design looks. There was a lot to work on, if we can put it that way. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed making it. If you want to learn how to sketch cars and impress your friends, check out my courses down below in the description. I'm the Sketch Monkey. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.